Alrighty, here we go. We're live once again. Tweak the setup just a bit, not a lot. Hopefully it's a little bit better. Too bright? Not bright enough. Doesn't matter. No one's here to see me anyway. How's everyone doing today? Let me go ahead and get all this set up while people file in. Discord is on. Hello, Joel. How you doing? I'm just going to give a bit for everyone to file in. While I do that, just give me a quick second here. I got to get some hand sanitizer. All right. Been busy cleaning down here for most of the day. Oh, yeah, there's the sound you want to hear. That's what you came for. I'm doing pretty good. Hi, Yasin. Hopefully that's right. Okay, so today's goal is to go ahead, detect those overlaps, and then go ahead and take the cells from each of the rooms that are all overlapping of the new one. Go ahead, add them in to the new room, and then delete the old ones. All right. And I guess I should have checked this first. For Python, worry about that later. All right. How you doing, Ryan? Infinity opens doors. Not quite sure what that means, but all right. I'm getting ready. So I'm going to come down here. The first thing I want to do is make sure I have it set up so that I can actually detect. I am making IDs for each room. I know there's a few things we had set up that we didn't have, well, completely set up. Room ID 1, room ID 0. So we are going ahead, setting those up. We were storing the cells. There's 45 cells in this room. Okay, so it looks like we got the rooms, set up, and we have the cells. We can tell if it's overlapping because of the heat count on the cell. So we'll jump back in, look at the cell count or the cell heat. And right now I'm just doing the overlap. I think I'm going to return something here. Or we could check the heat. Check the heat first. If it's greater than, well, 0. What am I starting at? I'm starting at 0. So if it's greater than 0, we know we have to overlap it. Okay. And let's take a look at level generated. Load level, are we doing anything here? Didn't think so. No point in having that open. I'm not working on stairs. I'm not working on walls. Tiles used to be the cells. We'll work on that later. We are doing room, and we're not doing floor holes. So these are the only 3 classes we're going to be working with today. Really going to have to break that up soon. Man, I just can't get used to how fast it scrolls on this computer. Okay, so we're going through each cell. I'm down to create room. Let's start adding some more comments here. This is the problem I have when I come back every week. It's like, okay, I've got all this code that I've got done, but what exactly did it do? And I have to go through and read it all. Damien, how you doing? So I'm going ahead, putting the sprite. Let's go ahead and start just commenting. Place the sprite on the screen. Oh. Yeah, screen. All right, so this is where we're going to go ahead. We place it. We go ahead. We set the spacing or the position. We parent it. Oh, wait, no, this isn't for the heat at all. See, this is why we need better commenting. This is placed in the room. I want this to be an editor only feature. So I know later on to take this out and have it only work in the editor. All right, so we're going ahead, grabbing the room sprite, placing it down, making sure it's the right size, everything else. Then we take, we're going through, iterating through, looking at all of the cells and adding all the cells to that room. Okay. Iterate through all of the cells and make sure that they are added to the cell list for this room. And then we go ahead and increase. I don't like calling it overlap anymore, but not what we're here for. Add the new room to the list of rooms for this level. Okay, so we know we got to change it in here. So here's where we have the room check. So we'll have to come up in here. Before we call the overlap on this cell, we want to check to see what the heat is. If the heat is greater than 0, we have to add it to a list or some container of overlapping rooms. So I'm just going to go into here and go debug.log, and we know what happens when we have too many of these, right? And I'm just going to say cell. I guess we can just grab the heat. So it should be 0 before we do this. And what I want to do is, let's just do it like that. Take a look at our output. Generate room. Oh, we went up to the really big room, didn't we? Here we go. I forgot to shrink it down. Remember, we spent like an hour and a half last time because of this. I did not save my scene, but I haven't edited anything in the scene either. Come on. Because of those debug statements and it's going through, what do we got? So it's 256 by 256. It takes a while to do them all. I'm going to have to shrink it down quite a bit. We should see more than just zeros. Especially closer to the end. There we go. Okay, so before I forget, let's shrink this down. Level size. 32. Number of rooms, 10. Oh, 20. 10. I'll keep an 8 cell inset. And there we go. There, super quick to generate. And it looks like we have, we don't have that many overlaps. Yeah. Okay, so it looks like we're getting it. So great. We can detect the overlap. Let's go ahead. We'll jump back in. And right here, we'll say if. Then we can just copy this. is greater than 0, do something. And I'm going to call this we'll just call this whole method down here, just to keep it smaller. Room over check. That's not really what I called it, was it? Yeah. We're going to fix that. Oops. What do we want to call this? Room overlap check. There we go. That should change it up there. Great. So in here, we're going to say, I have to pass it something. We'll pass it a cell. So we'll just call cell, and that cell we're going to pass is that. Okay. Check to see if the room overlaps with another room. Keep a list of the rooms that I overlap with. So if it is greater than, actually, let's be smart about this. If it's less than 1, that means it doesn't overlap. And we can just say return. Done. If it doesn't return, that means it's greater. So now we can come down to here. So we're going to have to add it to a list. And I don't want to keep this layout. Let's keep it local for now. So list room. Let's call it overlapping. Yeah. There we go. Oh, this is every cell. No, we can't keep it local. My bad. I don't really want it to be global, though. So we come in here. This is the overlap. This is... we could store it in the room, overlapping rooms, and then we're just going to delete it after. I don't want to store it in the rooms. Because I don't want to do anything with the overlapping rooms until I'm done all of the cells. So we're going to have a list. And I'm actually going to move this into there as well. Now let's keep it out there. Hello, Soulwing and Prom. How's everyone doing? That's actually a little more thought than I thought I'd have to put into it. I guess the best way is just to store it in the room for now. Don't really like this, though.
Bomb said just got back.
How you doing? Well, I'm not sure if I have that on where you can... Yeah, it looks like I have it on where you can actually hear the stream. Or... No, I do not. Now you can hear Discord. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just list it here.
Bomb said Twitch or YouTube.
Can you hear that? All right. So we'll go ahead. We'll store it here. I'm just gonna keep it private, and it's almost the same as this, except we're gonna work with rooms. There we go. Now I'll make a method that we can add and subtract from it. So I really don't like having it here because after we've gone ahead and deleted the rooms, I don't need this anymore. But I do need a spot to store it. I don't want it to be global and generate levels. I could make it here.
Bomb said got it up.
And just return it back. That actually might be a better idea. Just to go ahead and actually make that list in here. That way there I can just get rid of it after. Because you only need it while it's being generated. And of course, it's not going to be serialized now. And then I can return as something. Return the, oh, let's just return a list. And that means we have to return a list of rooms here now.
Bomb said still going to do some UE.
Yep, but I want to get this done first. Then we'll see what time it is. Oops, sorry. Return a list of rooms. Return the array. No. Is this the best way to do it? I'm going to be creating lists and deleting them constantly. I can't decide. What should we do? Hi, Michael. How you doing? I wish we had time to read over this ahead of time. I'm scrolling so fast. Now I'm going to go ahead and just keep them in the rooms themselves. So I found out, I assume Bomb's in chat now. I found out what the problem was for my video card on the PC. It turns out that it sags. When I went ahead and swapped it out and fixed it, I had it lying on its side when I put the card back in. Everything was running fine. There was no flicker, no nothing. So I was like, great. Closed it back up, set it back up, had it running, and it started again. I was, man, what the hell's going on? So I turned it back onto its side. I was rebooted, and I was getting ready to take the card out and check. And it, you know, it's a really big card. It's a triple slot card. So I was like, well, I wonder if it's because of the sag, even though it has a back plate on it. So I went ahead, started back up with this lying on its side, not a problem. Stood it back up and it started flickering again. Pushed the card up on the bottom and stopped flickering. I was like, great. So right now I've got it set up with one of my markers for the whiteboard shoved underneath it. It works perfectly. It fits on the, I have a fan on the bottom. So on the outside of the fan, the casing, it fits perfectly, excuse me, on one of those into one of the holes. And it's just tall enough to be able to fit underneath the video card to stop it from sagging. Anyways, so it works. Obviously not a permanent solution. I do need more testing. When I go ahead and we jump into Unreal Engine later, well, I guess I'll be able to see then. But yeah, it's hilarious that it's actually working. My video card is held up with a marker. Hi, Lee. Yeah, everyone's doing well. Mostly everyone's healthy in the family. I'm still a little sick, but I've gotten used to that. Okay. Serialized field. We'll just keep a list of rooms, which we'll call overlapping rooms, and we're going to add and delete from it, I guess. So we're adding cells, we're checking bounds, we got the room ID plus the bounds. We can check the room here. So I'll add it down at the bottom. Let's go ahead, we'll get rid of this. And it'll be public. Do I ever want to return? Let's return an int so I can just call this and it'll tell me the number I have in it. So int overlapping rooms. I do need a way to delete them too. We'll do that after. Overlapping rooms. But I actually want to be able to get the rooms back too. Okay, well, let's think about it. I need to know if there's any rooms in the list. So I can either just get the count, which would be the best way to do it. And I don't want to make it public. So let's just do it like this. Get return overlapping rooms dot count. Great. We got a way to get the count. And we can just call room dot overlap count. Now I need a way to be able to add in and take out. So public, we'll do the add in first. So it does not return anything. Add room, overlapping room. Or should we stick with the overlap add room? Add, I want to stick with the overlap first. Although it does grammatically sound better to say add overlapping room. Of course, I'm probably spelling it wrong, so it really doesn't matter. I'm just going to call it R. And we'll say overlapping rooms dot add. And we'll add R. And then we need a way to... Do I just want to get one room at a time, or do I just want to get a list? I should just go ahead and grab all of them at the same time so I can just delete them all. Let me catch up on chat. Let me just get this part down. I'm going to go ahead and return them all as an array, and then I can just go ahead and iterate through them. So public get overlapping rooms. Do I want this to be a method or no? Let's go ahead. Return overlapping rooms. And I forgot my return statement. Return overlapping. Didn't use the right ones. We could return the whole thing. There we go. All right, so we can get the count. We can add one to it. We can return the whole list so we can iterate through it. And then I want one more. Public does not return anything. Delete overlapping rooms. It's not delete because you're not actually deleting the rooms. It's clear. And again, I'll switch it in a second. Overlapping rooms dot clear. And again, I'm just going to do it this way. Whoops, sorry, no, I'm not. It's a method. Doesn't return anything. Okay. Let me catch up on chat. Quite a bit's going on. Oh, by the way, if you've got any particular comments that you want to directly at me, make sure to use that little at symbol for BurgZerg Arcade. And it lights up in the screen so I can see it better. And my screen, I don't know what it is on yours, but on mine it shows up red so I can actually see it. That way there, I don't have to look at all the chat if people are just chit-chatting with each other. Hello, James. Welcome to the stream. First time. You're in Melbourne? Uh, um, I might start switching, maybe having an earlier in the morning Saturday stream and then maybe a later at night Sunday stream. I'd have to be on the weekend. Well, weekend's the best time for me. At least, excuse me, at least one day on the weekend. It'll be probably earlier in the day. Again, on the weekend, I'd like to have another one on the next day later at night. That way there I can kind of hit both time zones. There'll be two different topics though. The later at night one can be done during the week. So I was originally thinking early Saturday, late Sunday, but my late Sunday is early Monday for some people. So I don't know. Maybe mix them up. I don't know. One of those things that probably have to sit down, look at the time zones and go, okay, if I have mine at this particular time, how can I accommodate this side of the world and the next day accommodate this side? But anyways, one of those things to look at. Let me quickly check. Yeah, Unreal Engine does require a lot more power to just run than Unity. I've got a few computers here, run Unity fine. I can sit down and dev all day on them. I can't run Unreal on them though. But that's just, whoops, sorry. That's just part of the cost of going with Unreal. Excuse me. And it's not that I'm leaving Unity or that I think Unreal is better than Unity. It's just a matter of just wanting to learn both. They're both just two different tools. You have me on two monitors? Okay. This editor is Visual Code. Visual Studio Code? Visual Studio Code. It's my second choice. I like Atom better, but I don't have Atom set up on this one. Atom is on my laptop, and I really like it. I use it for Python. I use it for Visual Studio. I use it for, well, actually anything, HTML, everything. But I have Visual Code here, Visual Studio Code. Oh, looks like someone already answered. All right, there we go. The trial shift for the VR company. VR is pretty cool. Yeah, a lot of those streams will probably be saved to, well, I'm going to be doing them on YouTube. I'm still going to use my Twitch account, but those are going to be more like playing around type things. Nothing serious. Like later on, I'm hoping to be able to stream some Unreal Engine development. But since I'm still learning the engine, it's going to be a lot of mistakes made. So I'll probably do it on Twitch and then make some videos next week to upload to YouTube on stuff that I'd learned. So the smaller, like here's how you make a terrain. Well, I probably won't screw that up, but those type of things. So you don't have to sit there and watch like a 3-hour stream to get 15 minutes worth of information out of. So you can join, follow along, and watch me muddle along, or you can just wait till I actually make the videos next week. Either or. Quickly catch up. That's one of the reasons why I don't have Atom on this computer. Is for some reason it didn't install properly. It won't work with Unity, but on my laptop it works flawlessly. So I don't know what setup I did differently. I followed the instructions for both, and I tried it once, didn't work. Just said screw it. I've got Visual Studio. It's perfectly fine for uh, going ahead and developing on a Mac. I don't mind mono develop except for the borders. I don't like all the gray and bright borders. I don't mind the blue down here, and I can go ahead. Well, since it's at the bottom of the screen, I don't really look at it that much, so it doesn't bother me too much. But the mono develop, I like a dark environment. Anyway, I think that's everything. At least the ones that were directed at me, it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead. Oops, I'm scrolling the wrong way. Okay. Back to here. Okay, so just quickly iterate. We have a way to get the count. We have a way to add rooms. We have a way to return an array of the rooms. And then we have a way to erase them. So we've got everything we really need there. Let's go back into generated levels. And I'm going to go in, pass a cell into the room overlap check. And I know I'm going to be changing this later because, like I said, I don't really want it part of the rooms. But for now, I don't want to sit down and think about it. So we'll go ahead, we'll check to see if that cell's heat is less than 1. If it is, that means it doesn't overlap. Get rid of it. If it's greater than 1, we're going to have to go into... I need a reference to the room itself as well. I could just pass the room in. That's just ID, right? No, the room is temp. Let's just do that. Just to get something done and get it up and working. And I'm just going to call that all. There we go. So that means we have to go in to the room. Dot. Add overlapping room. The room we want to add is cell. Sorry. The room we want to add is the overlapping room. So that means we have to go ahead and grab cell dot room ID. Now that room ID, that's returning. So we have to get the room. We have to be able to go iterate through the list of rooms. Now that room ID is set the first time that cell is placed. So that means we'll have to go ahead and change that room ID before we delete it. So my list of rooms is just called rooms. So we have to be able to get the room out of there. And this is the one thing I don't like about lists. So rooms. See the ID. It's not a guarantee, I don't believe. So I'm going to debug out the room. Oops. Do I not have access to this? I'm setting the room ID, but I'm not giving myself a way to be able to retrieve it. do that now. Public int room ID. Get return room ID. There we go. Should be fine. And before that, I want to debug out the cell. Actually, let's go ahead and put this on the same line. And we'll jump back in. Let it recompile, see what happens. Uh-oh. We'll play around with that after. Yes? What's that? Yes. When she's done shopping. Okay. Okay. Well, you eat your apple then. Do you need anything? I don't know. When she's done shopping. All right. Bye-bye. All right. So it looks like all of them matched up. I'm going to leave that there for now. And do I just want to add the room ID? I think so. But it's expecting an actual room to be added. I already have the list here. I don't actually need to pass the whole room. I just need to pass that ID. Which changes this. Ah, the fun of creating everything on the fly. I gotta turn this fan off. As cool as it is, it's blowing too much dry air in my face. Nope. Not meaning to ignore chat. Just I get busy thinking about something. Let me quickly catch up. I just followed as far as getting Visual Studio Code to run with Unity. I just followed the instructions on that they have on their website. And then when you're in Unity, make sure you go to your preferences, external tools, and then pick whatever one you want. Mono-develop or Visual Studio, depending what operating system you're on. You will have to go ahead and browse to find the code one if you're using Visual Studio Code and set it. Yes, this is the roguelike. Outside of that, I just follow the instructions on their website for installing it. There's a few other things. If you're on Mac OS, there's a few other things you have to install. I think Brew is one of them, but again, it walks you through all the steps of everything you have to do. I've got it on 2 computers. I haven't had a problem with it. Okay, so anyway, so we go ahead. We can check the. Whoops, jump back into here. So now I can just pass that ID. So I'm just keeping a list of the IDs, which makes way more sense than keeping a list of the actual rooms themselves. That's why I gave them IDs. So keep those rooms that I overlap with. And then I think that's it, right? Just return. Nothing. So I go ahead, check to see if we have at least one room that we're overlapping with. Oh, or the heat, sorry, yeah. Yeah. And if the heat is greater than 0, that means we're overlapping. Go ahead, just add it to the list. And then come up here. Keep doing everything you need to do. Before I go ahead and add it to the list itself, check to see if we, if we have some overlapping rooms. Yeah, I'll keep a separate method again. No, not the actual check. Yeah, I will. Remove overlapping rooms. I will need a room. And the room. So if room dot overlapping room count is less than 1, meaning we don't have any, return. If we do, now we have to iterate through the list, grab all of its cells, add it to this guy's cells, and then call the remove. And I think that's it, right? Oh, and update the ID on those cells for the room ID to this current room ID. Ah, I better not delete any of that yet. And I think that's it. I think we'll have achieved what I wanted to set out. Short stream, but it's late, and I just want to get this done. Try to leave, even if I can just get a little bit done each week, right? God, I wish this would go away. Let me check. Thanks for what? Oh, for the description? Okay. On Windows, I almost always use Visual Studio 2017 now. But on Mac, like I said, I just like the look of the editor. Its functionality. I'm fine with the functionality of Mono Develop for most of the stuff that I do. I just like the look, the cosmetic thing. I'm on Windows 10. Oh, you're using Windows? Let me scroll up. I'm missing something here. Yeah, I'm not sure how to get Visual Studio Code installed on Windows 8.1. I would just use Visual Studio. I'm not sure why you're getting a problem. Anyway. Okay, so we do have it. Go ahead, get that room. So we're going to have to iterate through them. Dot overlap count. All right. So I'm just going to say temp. Yeah. Temp room is equal to room dot. Oh, I'm getting them as an array. Let's get them all first. So I can just keep them all once. Overlapping rooms is equal to, so I don't have to keep calling them and bring them back. Yeah. Room dot get overlapping rooms. Dang it. The typos are strong today. Okay, what did I do wrong there? Oh, turns to list events. Forgot I switched it already. Rooms. And I checked up here. I should just be able to do. Come on. Spell it right. Overlapping rooms. Dot CNT. And temp room will be a room. I'm getting way too complex into that. What I really want is the cells out of it. So we're going to go into the array dot oops, so we're going to go into the room, yeah. And it has that list of cells. Okay, we can add cells. I never gave my way to access the cells besides adding them. Okay, so I've got all the stores from the first room. Now we'll grab my room dot add cell. Do I want to add them in bulk or individually? I want to add them in bulk. We'll just add them individually. I can get the length. There we go. Okay. Now later on, I am going to move this over to the room or wherever it is I decide to take care of adding this stuff. All right. It's only one line of code. We can show that. So we're going to iterate through, grab the room ID, grab all the cells in that room. Go ahead, take our current room, add all of those cells. It's going to do that for all of them. I just remembered I forgot to change the ID. I knew I had more than one command planned. Don't I change it before? Oh, everyone's chatty today. Is it an option to number of references of each function? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Dark Bibney. I'm just going to go ahead and change it before I add it. So we'll go ahead, we'll jump in, we'll change the room ID, then we'll add it. Then just remove the rooms. Come on. Oh, it's an array. Whoop. Arrays have a length. Make sure I didn't make that same mistake over here. And then CNT, we'll increase it. What did I do wrong? CNT equals 0, CNT is less room, CNT plus plus. Forgetting something apparently, but anyway. Rooms dot remove and then the room. So I'm gonna have to iterate through, find that particular room and then remove it. For now, let's just go ahead. We'll comment this out. Let's just go see if we're actually getting the rooms added to what we need. We didn't get any overlap. Try it again. All right, we got some overlap. I don't have the sprite. I just thought of it. I don't have the sprite attached to the actual room itself because I don't want it to show up in the real game. It's just for visual in the editor. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to delete this. I don't have any reference either. Aside from spacing. Means we would need to tie it together. Just make it smaller so we can just calculate it by hand. Let's do 8 by 8. Nope. Level size I set to be 64 at the smallest. Got an error. Great. What was my error? Let's run it a few times, see if I can get that error to pop up again. There's obviously something wrong. Not that time, though. I'm going to have the whole drawing thing done again later, I think. No error. I hate that when you get an error and you do a run, but you don't know what it was, so you run it again, and then you never get that error again. Oh, yeah. Should set a reset button in there. It's not showing up, so let's go ahead. We'll start removing those rooms. Visual Studio. Okay. Yeah, I know how many rooms I have, so I got to iterate through my room index and remove a room. So I have to know what room it is. Right now we're storing them as sequentially, so we should just be able to say rooms dot remove this particular room. We don't want that. We should be able. Nope, not. We should be able to do remove at. And overlapping rooms. Then our counter. And I might need to modify that later, but let me just quickly check the logic. After all the cells have been updated, which we're doing down here, we're moving all the cells over. And again, I'm getting bad. I'm not commenting stuff. If we do not have any overlapping rooms, then just return. Iterate over the overlapping rooms IDs and add all of the cells to the current room or the rim. Make sure to update the room ID for the cell before moving it. Then remove overlapping rooms. There we go. And I'm going to comment out this debug. Let's leave it in there. Clear. We'll go ahead and make this a bit bigger. Start this up. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. And we got our error. So there we go. I'm getting an error, but there we go. Before I jump into the error, let me catch up on chat. Doesn't look like anything I'm missing. Why do I not set the script to run in the editor so that you don't have to hit? Because I don't want it to run in the editor. And then I'd have no way to stop it either. I'd have to go ahead and make a reset. I don't want it to run in editor mode. The actual script itself is supposed to run in game mode when it's playing. It's just I have some editor stuff particularly in there. Later on, I can go ahead and make an overload that adds all that stuff to it. But for now, it's just easier to keep it all in one script. Okay, so let's find out what this error is. So remove overlapping rooms. Well, there's a few places in there. $138. So we're running into problems here. And it's because when I go through and I remove the room, the length is smaller now. So for instance, if I have 100 rooms and it goes through and it says, oh, look, you've got to remove room 1 and room 100. And if it goes ahead and removes 1 first, then then the list is only 99 long. And then when it goes to remove 100, it doesn't, it won't be able to remove the 100 because there's only 99 left in the list. So I have to actually go ahead and find a reference to the actual room in the list and then remove it that way. It's been a while since I've done this. C#, finding an item in a list. So there's a find method. Can I find on takes a predicate? Can I find on a property? Let me just quickly take a look here. It's probably faster to do it this way. Rooms dot find. Here we go. So I think about find index. It has 2 overloads. There should only ever be 1. So I need to store this in a spot. I hear some noise upstairs. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so predicate room match, int start index, predicate room match, int count. So how does it want its predicate set up? do it that way. Is there a better way without having to go ahead and do that? Just looking at some stuff up here on MSN. Well, this is faster. I think this is using link though. So if I'm right, I should just be able to do X. X dot room ID is equal to room ID index. Oh no, I meant didn't do that way. Does it have to be a method? All right, there's something wrong with my predicate. Let me just quickly check this out. I'm not quite understanding some of the syntax here. How you doing, Nadine? Yeah, I know. Lambdas are fun, aren't they? As soon as I started doing the lambda, I just noticed a huge drop off in viewers. Don't like to do it, but it'll work. Oh, was I supposed to do double equals? My bad. If I can get my mouse back over. There we go. And it helps if I spell index right. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and store the index. I'm going to iterate through my array of rooms, or sorry, my list of rooms. I'm going to go ahead and find the index where of X, where X is equal to the room ID. Is this going to return the room? It's returning the room. Anyway, I'm looking for the room ID that is equal to what we're looking at here. Oh, no, I'm finding the index of that. Yeah, never mind. Sorry. Must be time for a break. Try this one more time. We're still getting an argument out of the range. Got the first one done. $96, $26, $139. Let's look at $139 first, right here. Well, let's go to the first one. 26. It's at 139 I'm having the problem. And it's right here trying to remove that. So let's go ahead and debug that out. Let's find out what that value is. My son's going to keep dancing up there. Oh, he's playing with the dogs. Is it bedtime? Oh, it's past his bedtime. So I'm getting 11, -1. So -1 is getting passed when a cell is created that is not added to a room. Ah, how am I getting a -1 in there? The only way I could think of it is up here where I'm adding the cells and changing the room ID. So I'm getting all of the cells. Let's do pretty much the exact same statement out here. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Copy that. Debugging is so much fun, isn't it? Whoops, wrong spot. And we're going to grab from the cell to know its position. Yeah. Okay. And I'm actually going to comment out this first one first. And let's see what happens. Uh-oh. I forgot to shrink the size down. Debug, why do you have to be so slow? Okay. I'm not even going to go through all that. 256 by 256 is too big for me. 64. Let's do 200 rooms max. All right, start up. Hit generate. That's still 200 rooms is still too much. But we got an error before that ever happened. So let's go ahead. We'll look at the one right before the error. So cell 42 by 44, 42 by 44, 42 by... So we've got a lot of them. Is there 10 of them? So it switches here. Okay, so it's up here where I'm going ahead and adding them to the list. I'm getting the error. So I did something wrong up here. Hang on a second. I'm just going to see why my kid's jumping around. I'll let you guys look at the code and see if you can figure it out before I get back. Okay, I'm back. So my son's playing with his blow up balloon things with the dogs. Okay. Oh, good night. Okay, so let me go over this. Okay, so going ahead, making an array of integers. I'm going into the room and grabbing all the overlapping rooms. Let's debug this out too. No, we'll go in here. CNT. Debug that out. That should let me know what rooms they're colliding with. Let's go ahead and break this down even more. Let's do 100 rooms. That's still way too many. So if we look here, we can tell just by looking at it, there's 3 rooms here that collided. And it worked out right. So this room's colliding with room 2 and room 5. So we know that's working right. so loud, even I can hear it with my headphones on. So I know that line's working right. And I can't stand trying to record when he's making noise. Oh, okay, if you can't hear it, I'm not too worried about it. I can hear it pretty well because he's like right above me. Just boom, boom, boom. Okay. Running up and downstairs. Okay, so I know up to here, everything's fine. So now I want to go in and make a list of cells, or in this case, an array of cells, a container of cells. I'm going into my rooms. I'm grabbing the room that I want. Maybe this isn't the right way to do it. Yeah, you can do it that way. There's also just a find. Let me quickly check that just to make sure. Oh, let me check out something. Cell count room ID equals room ID. Ah, that's probably it. Let me just quickly check. So I'm going through, I'm getting my list. Let's say I'm getting the, I was going to throw a debug in here, but let's say I'm getting the proper list. Now I'm going to go ahead and iterate through here. Ah, come on. Yeah, that looks actually, that's probably it. So let's go ahead. We'll try this build out. It's still getting multiples and it should not be. And there we go. Did I screw that up anywhere else?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, did we just get a follower? Borg Christensen, welcome to the stream. And welcome to the channel. Everyone say hello. It helps if we stop it before we hit clear. And I did save, right? Yep. Typos will get you every time. There we go. Woo! Let's go ahead. We'll uncomment all of this now. I'm going to get rid of that debug. Oh, no, we'll leave that one commented. We'll leave the comment commented. Save. I'm going to say everything's going to work, so we'll go ahead. We'll get rid of that too. No bugs. All right. And we got an error. At 142. Hmm. Oh, let me check something out here. Yeah, but I want to figure out why I'm getting the negative one first. I'll put that check in anyway, but I still got to figure out why I'm getting a negative one for my index. I should never get a negative one for the index. Room ID to be deleted, 0. Let's try one more time and we'll take a look here at the number of rooms. Okay. So room to be deleted, 0. Room ID to be deleted, -1. So it's when it added this one. So since it creates them in sequential order, we can still click on it. See, this is room 0. And this one here, because I have them placing it on top, that's the last one, which is what, room 6 or room 5 as they call it here. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's room 7. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's meet 8.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the stream, Jared J. and the channel. Thanks for showing up. Let me just quickly catch up on chat. Correct. Find index will return a -1 if it does not find a match, but there should be a match in there because it's going to go through and grab the ID. Oh. Am I checking per cell? No, because as soon as it... Okay, before we do it, let's go ahead and... It should only be deleting a room once. And that room should always exist because when the rooms are created, they're added to the list. So the next time it comes through, try this one more time. So 0, 1, 2. There we go. So we know it's detecting it right. So when it made this room, which is here in the list, is much further down than this one. It has to take all of this, add it to here, and delete this. Am I making a mistake on here? Overlap. You're asking the count of the list of areas. Where did I make that mistake? What line are you talking about that I'm making that mistake? Oops. Right here, my predicate. Right here is the list of overlapping. Yeah, just add one. This part here, I'm looking to check the room ID of the current value we're on in this array up here, which are all ints. Where was it? Overlapping rooms, right up here. And this is an int. We can even debug that out. Just to make sure. It should be. So 10 more rooms. So we get quite a bit of overlap here. Let's try one where we get very little overlap. It's easier to see. So room 1. So remember, we start off at 0, 1. And we also have an overlap at 5. So 2, 3, 4, 5. And 7. Yeah. Come on. Well, let's stop this. Oh, keep clicking the wrong thing. So room ID. Then this returns the index of this. Wait a minute. Ah. Yes, I'm returning the room ID. That's not what I want. I already know what the room ID is. So this is my problem. I need the index of that No, let's find index. I'm getting so confused. I need coffee. Okay, so the first one is 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3. It's colliding with 2 of them. Looks like actually it's colliding with more because it looks like there's a single one right here as well. So let's go ahead. We'll look up here. 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. 0. What's it overlapping with? This one it's overlapping with. Wow, does this one fit perfectly right beside it? It did. That's something I actually haven't taken account into my algorithm is what happens when 2 rooms land beside each other. Okay, so this room is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we go up here, hmm. So I'm storing the ID. What? Oh, headaches. Maybe I should sleep before this. The overlapping rooms are rooms. Size of 18. It is not overlapping with 18 rooms. So is it 18 cells? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 18 cells it's overlapping with. And it's adding, so there's my mistake. I'm adding it each time into those cells or into the room for each cell. I only needed to add it once. So it's right here. Because that doesn't work out right either. So I go ahead, I find the position for that cell. I check to see if it overlaps before I call the overlap counter on it. Then I set its room ID. Then I add it to the room. Up here's where I instantiate it. So this is the room here. Instantiate the room, place the room. Now see, this is doing it for every cell. Now, I don't need to do that. So dirty way is just to check. So we can go if temp dot overlap count is less than 1, so it does not have 1 checked yet, then we can go ahead and check. I think that might work. If not, I might have to call a break. I have to get my son to bed soon. What time is it? Ooh, it's already after 9. He's supposed to be in bed at 8. It helps to start it before I hit generate rooms. And I still wanted to get some Unreal Engine in tonight. There we go. We got this one. And this other room. So is my problem way up there? Try this one. Yeah. The last few live streams were pretty rough, but hey, you get to see the debugging process, I guess, right? 147. Let's go ahead and delete those rooms. Now I still have to figure out some way to tie the sprite to that room, but we should be able to see it in here. Ah! 128. I just want to cry. What did I do wrong? Okay. How could this be an error? I'm creating an array of cells, which is going to be equal to... So this has to be wrong. Which goes up here. So int is equal to... Let's just go above it. I'm going to do a log warning so it's yellow and shows up. It's easier to read. Let's do overlapping rooms count. And overlapping rooms dot length. Let's try that. I could. Let me get this solved here first. Like I said, I'm gonna have to let my kid out soon, or let my kid out like he's a dog. I'll have to let the dogs out soon, but I have to get my kid to bed soon. So overlapping count is 1, and the room itself was 1. Here we have another overlap of 1, and the room was 2. Which we click here. So this is room 1 that got overlapped. Then one of these have to be 2. And there's 2. So it's detecting them properly. What was this one? So that means this one here should have an overlap which is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to change these to start by name. So the room ID name 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7. Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But there's more than 7 here. 2, 3. Well, let's change your name when they're putting the sprites down. Excuse me. So 1 and 3 are overlapped. So that's the one that's doing the overlapping. So 6 should have an overlap of 1. Now it's not adding them. All right. So room 1 overlapping. Okay, and it's overlapping with 0. I'm going to change those debug statements. Made that wrong.
What's up, Pete?
Hi. Okay, what am I doing wrong here? So room 3 is overlapping with 1. So if we come in and take a look at my list.
Yes. Pete.
Yeah?
My friend. I'm gonna invite my friend.
I'm streaming right now, so I'm just going to jump to a
my bad.
different channel.
I got you.
Me6 said Rabia, welcome to ***BurgZerg Arcade ****. Have a
Okay.
great time here, ****.
So what am I looking at? Room 3 overlapping with 1. And it's none. Let me just check the rest, make sure it's not getting added to the wrong spot. Ah. Oh, it's because we're starting at 0. Is that the mistake? Room 2 is 0, 1, 2, 3. That's right. That's my bad.
As
We're starting at
said,
0.
O.G.Gurky. Don't worry, I did that once too. O.G.Gurky said XP.
Just going to mute that for a bit. Don't need more distractions. Okay, so we are overlapping with 1, and we also take a look at 6 is overlapping with 5. And we never actually got to that point. Index is out of range. Let me catch up on chat here. You like all the airs? Any ideas for an open beta or something? I'm not sure what you're talking about. At AIM? Can you do tutorials before all the tutorials? I planned on doing some tonight, but I really want to get this done. I've got some logical error somewhere, and I'm not sure where. It's in that one block of that one function, and that's all I've got to get done. Once I'm done that, then I'm done for the night. Then I can screw off with Unreal Engine. But it'll probably be a while. Excuse me. It'll probably be a while before I make tutorials in Unreal Engine. Yeah, I have text to speech on Discord. I'm by no means amazing at Unreal Engine, but I know some of the basics. But I plan on getting better. So anyway, let me try this one more time just to catch the air again. All right. So room 9 with 8. That's gone. Oh, okay. And it's because there's no 8 in here. Oh, no. Wait, that can't be it. So room 9, I should have left that displaying. It's saying room 9 wants to delete 8. Now remember, we're starting off at 0, which probably decrease that. Oh, that one didn't get an overlap on the last one. So yes, it is the last room, it looks like. Oh, now I'm not getting the air because I don't have enough rooms. It looks like I'm only getting the air if the last room overlaps, in which case it might just be a simple length versus count. Nope, we got it here. So room 7 overlapping with 6. Room 7 is the recently placed one. Room 6 is the one that it overlapped with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's got 8 rooms. I don't understand why it's only displaying 5. So here we are. We got 8 rooms. Got our 8 rooms. Probably should increase it so that we get the density, so we get that air more often. And here we go. We got 6 rooms. Room 9 is overlapping with 8. That doesn't make sense. There's not that many. So see, it is actually, okay, never mind. It is going through and deleting them. It's going to take a little bit longer, but I should be able to get the air almost every time. Can't help but feel like I'm just on the cusp of it. No air. No air. There we go. So it's trying to delete room 9, but there is no room 9. Why did room 9? Room 9 got made. When I'm removing them. Oh, I know what it is. Right here when I'm creating the rooms. Way before that. Create rooms. Even before that. Excuse me. Level generation. When I come up here and I'm calling create room and I'm passing the CNT in, the CNT becomes the room ID. And we're going and iterating through for whatever the number of rooms I'm supposed to be making. So if I'm supposed to be making 10, this number is going to range from 0 to 9. So we come down to create room. And remember that CNT I'm passing, excuse me, is the ID. So I go through and I find a random width and height of the room. I'm going ahead and positioning it. I go ahead and make sure the size is randomness. I'm picking up a spot for the room to start at. It's bottom left. I should make a note of that. I'll find the bottom left corner of the room. And then I go ahead and scale it. I go ahead and grab the bounds based on how big the room is. I go ahead and assign that ID, which is that CNT passed in. I go ahead and instantiate that sprite, which I am naming. Set the size. I parent it so I just don't get a bunch out there. I go ahead and set the size, or so the room ID. But when I'm going through here, I'm removing them. Maybe it isn't. So I'm assigning the ID. Where do I assign the ID to the room? Right here. No. Where do I assign the ID to the actual room? Right here. So on the first one, I'm passing in 0. The next one, I'm passing 1, 2, all the way up to 9. Plus its bounds. I go ahead and make it sprite. But when I delete them, I just want to try something here. Ah, can't name it that way. Okay, never mind. So even though I'm going through and deleting them, I keep increasing the number. So when it goes into that list and it's looking for room, for instance, if it's looking for room 8, it actually might not be in there because I've gone ahead and deleted a whole bunch of them already. Well, that shouldn't make sense either. Let's see the errors at 130, which is way up there. Ah, I have to rewrite this. The joys. Not right now, no. You can't do blueprints. I don't use blueprints a whole lot either. Every time I try to sit down and do them, I just end up jumping straight into the code because I just like the code better. This time around, though, I do want to make a concerted effort to, at least at the start, use blueprints a bit more. 14 is overlapping 13. And it's happening at 131. No. $131. $131. This is the method of remove overlapping rooms, which should be called right before. Yeah. So it goes through and makes all the cells. Yeah, okay. Give me a few minutes. I'm gonna have to go in if I don't get this done. I don't like leaving it not done. So room 14 is overlapping with room 13. Then I get the argument error.
Oh, yeah.
Porsche Design, welcome to the stream and the channel. Thank you for the subscribe. My Discord. Give me a second here. There you go. I've got it muted right now. This is annoying. So cells. So this should get all the cells. I understand why it errors out though. You can't have two rooms that overlap if they don't have cells in them. Not getting the air. Come on. I think it is still down here. Yep. It even says it's index. Index is out of range, so I'm not even getting that statement. Let me just go ahead and debug. I want those to stay. Okay, we'll quiet everything else down. Try this down. I don't know why my index is returning out of bounds. So I returned to 0 and it says it's out of range. I could iterate through the list. That was pretty boring for me just to track down bugs. So who here in the stream is fairly familiar with UE? So room ID to be deleted, 5. And it says we have 8 in the list. We have more than 8 in the list. We have 10 in the list. So this is what I'm not understanding. So the index is 5 that we wanted to delete, which is 4. If we open this up, take a look at 4. What's this? 11, 10, and 11. Try it one more time. This is 0. Yes. What did you need? Yeah, I'm still recording. Did you need something? Okay. Down here or on the other floor? As long as you're not jumping around playing with the dogs. Is Mommy home yet? Okay, I might have to take a break and just give her a call. So according to this, I have 10 items in my room and list, which is correct. I have 10. It wants to delete, well, -1. The overlapping room is 6. That's what it wants to delete. So for some reason, it's not finding the index in the list. I'm trying to think, why would it not? Because if we go through the list, everything has a room ID. So 10's already, one of them's already been removed. There's 10, 9, 8, 7. All right, so we jump from 4 to 7, but that's because 5 has already been deleted. And 6 should have been deleted too somewhere. 6, no. This is the ID. So 5 and 6 got deleted. But for some reason, it's trying to delete it more than once. So overlapping is 0. And it deleted it. So we can see here, the room to delete is 0. The number of entries we have is 2, which is correct. And if we take a look at the IDs, we have 1 and 2. So 0 did get deleted. but it's trying to delete it again. I'm dealing with an array. They deal with length, with just +1 over the count, where count always starts at 0. Oh my God. This is stuff I teach. None of my students are watching, are they? Dun, da, da, da. Again, something so simple. And none of you figured it out. This is all one big test. Ha ha, you failed. That was it. And of course, if we take a look here, 29 rooms. We can see the numbers that are missing. Maybe. Oh wait, it doesn't actually delete them. That's right. I don't have it deleting the sprites yet. To be honest, I might have that tomorrow. Now it's really only one line of code to go through and delete the sprite. Well, let's go ahead. We'll shrink these down. Total of 30. Well, no, apparently that wasn't it. Okay, it didn't all fail. But I think that I think that's what it is. No, because I'm getting it right from there. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to go spend some time with my kid, get him to bed, because my wife is not home yet. But it definitely gives me something to sleep on. Once I do get him to bed, if I can get him to bed reasonably quick and sleep, oh, it's almost 10. I do want to do some UA. If I'm not back later on tonight, we'll do UA tomorrow. So room 2. Well, room 1 collided with it. I'm not sure why we even got to room 2. Room 1 collides. Okay, that's where that one came from. Keep forgetting that. So this says that there's 3 rooms that we can delete from. We want to delete 0, and it did it. We went ahead and took a look. The first one should not be 0. Right? So it deleted that fine. Overlapping room ID 3. So it wants to get rid of 3. So the room ID is 3, but the spot would be, so that's right. the spot would be 2 because we already got rid of one of them. So 4. There's 2. All right, and this is 1. So that's right. The next one, overlapping ID is 5, but that's number 3. Its index is 3 in the list, but we go ahead and we get rid of it. And that means the next one moves up, which is 6. I just don't understand with this error. What am I doing wrong? $131 again. That's the line before it happened. So I'm completely lost. I'm gonna have to think about it, I think, for a bit while I get my kid to bed. I throw up Unreal Engine 4 and try something. Yeah, I'll try to get to some. Like I said, it's already 10 o'clock here, and I got to get my kid to bed. I plan on doing it too. Hey, Bomb, are you still there? Oh, I'm not looking at this all wrong. Man, I keep hitting that one key. I keep hitting a lot of keys. I wonder if the list isn't updating fast enough or something. Okay, so it comes in. It wants to delete room 5. There's 9 in the list. It deletes it. Now it wants to delete 8. There's 9 in the list. The index is -1. And if we go look at my list, there's 6, 7, 9. Now I could go ahead and just do the whole, if it's -1, don't do it again. And that would probably, that's going to stop me from getting the error, but I don't know why I don't know why it's trying to delete twice. Like I said, to fix it, we could just do before the delete, if index is equal to -1, actually, I don't want to return. I just want to break out. So actually, let's just go ahead and say if it's greater than -1, I'll have to take a look in C# how to see how to skip an iteration. But for now, this will do the same thing. And like I said, this will work, but it doesn't solve the root problem for me. Is why is it trying to delete a room twice? And it looks like my wife just got home too. She's going to be pissed that I kept the kid up. Nope, I still got the error. So it deleted the room, and then I'm still getting an out of index error. So there should be no room 6. There is a room 6. Let me quickly look up to see how I can do this. Continue. Ah, it's same as other languages. So if index is equal to that, continue. Let me just quickly check just to make sure that's right. Looks like that's what I want. Okay. There's only two things that are checked there. One, oh, here. When it goes to find the index, or returns that index, and the overlapping count, which never actually changes, that happens right here. We go ahead, we make an array. It's equal to the room we're passed in. It gets its overlapping rooms, which we already looked at, which was working fine. I'm going to go ahead and iterate overlap. I could do either way. I could do the room overlapping count, or I could do length. Oh my God. I think I'm mixing my counts and lengths too much together. Because length will always be +1 more than the count. Doing a length here. But if this doesn't work, provided it doesn't blow everything up, I am going to stop. I've got to take care of the kids and the dog. I'm not tired at all. So hopefully I can get them to sleep within the next half hour, and I'll come back and we'll do some Unreal Engine streaming. I will be streaming it on Twitch though. Let me quickly get my Twitch information for those who don't have it. And the reason why I'm doing it on Twitch is because I'm going to be doing a lot more problem. Excuse me, a lot more error than I am right here. Because I'm just learning it. So the title will be Come Learn Unreal Engine 4 with me or something like that. Just grab my channel information here. And like I said, if you miss it for some reason, anything I learn that I want to put into a video, I'll do it for probably this week. I still got a bunch of HoloLens videos I got to make. So I'll try to get them in there. But anyway, let's go ahead and see if this blows up. And I still got the error. Deleted the room. Oh, this is an early one too. Good. And so room 4. He plopped it down, and it's on room 0 and also room 3. Let's take a look here. It deleted room 0. It did not delete room 3, and I think it's because it's trying to go to the next element here. And I should not be getting this anymore. I don't know. I'm totally at a loss for words here. But anyway, I'm going to leave it here. And maybe tomorrow I'll be able to squeeze in some time. We can do some more debugging on it. Just, yeah, I did do the count lengths right here. So there was 3 in it. Let me restart it one more time. All right. So here it says there's 10 elements in the array. Correct. Wait a minute. Overlapping room ID, 0. Maybe instead of grabbing them out, it should make a difference though. Well, there's a few other things I could try here, but I'm still understanding why it's trying to delete it twice. Because it goes, okay, room ID 0. It's overlapping with room 4. It goes through and it deletes it. Then it goes room ID 1, or room ID 1. Ah, which is an element 0. And there's supposed to be 10 in there. It goes ahead and deletes that. Then I get this error, which is on 131. So 0, 1 have been deleted, along with some others. So 0, 1, 9, 10, 11. So, yep, 0 and 1 have been deleted. I don't know why I'm getting this error. Let me just try something here. One more thing I want to try. Let's just switch over to mono-develop. Does mono-develop give me any hints? No, it won't load it up either. The parameter name index. So we already know where that's happening. Oh, mono-develop so bright, so slow. I was hoping maybe double clicking it would bring it to the line where it's out of range. Oh, I gotta screw it. We'll just stick with mono-develop for now. I'll set that up after. Well, mono-develop at least has debugging tools built into it, so I can step through code. Actually, I think I can set breakpoints in Visual Studio Code too. Maybe that'll make a little bit more sense to me. So. And I'm pretty sure if I went ahead and looked through all here, I wouldn't be able to find any of these IDs. Yeah, so jumps from 4 to 6. 8 is probably gone. Deleted those, okay. 7. Oh, sorry, that's the spot in the list. And see, it comes down here to go 0. Remove 0. Which is at 0. It removed it. And there are 11 total. And I'm getting the out of range. And that's after it's removed it. So it successfully removes it. Oh, come on. All right, just a sec. Such a bad parent. I thought this was going to be a quick, easy stream. Number of rooms to delete, 1. Overlapping room ID is 1. It was 1 in the index, but it got removed. There we go. So that worked. Room deleted. Then we get this error. No. Well, I'm at a loss. Parameter name index. So I've got to delete 1 room. That room's ID was 1. It was 1 in the list, which we can see got removed because now 2 is there. It tells me that it deleted it. Then I get an index out of error. So I have to think about this. And I'll think about it while I'm getting my kid to bed. Like I said, I'll try to be back. What time is it now? Oh, I'll try to be back before 11. I'm not sure if, well, I guess you can't see it on mine because I have the thing there. I have 10:18 right now. So we're looking at about 40 minutes. That should give me enough time to let the dogs out, get my kid to brush his teeth, and hopefully get him to bed, read him a quick story. When I come back, I will not be working on this. I will be on Twitch, and I will be working on Unreal Engine. So if you're good at Unreal Engine and you want to play along, by all means, drop by. Like I said, I'm not tired, but a lot of times when I put my kid to bed, I do fall asleep. So if I'm not if I'm not back around 11, you know what happened. Damn, I can't figure out why this isn't working. Oh, I'm going to be here forever. Anyway, thanks. If anyone has any other questions, go ahead and throw them up. And I'm going to quickly look at this for a bit. I know it takes about 30 seconds for YouTube to catch up, so I'll look at this for like another 30 seconds. If you have any questions, go ahead and post them up. I'll answer them if I can. If not, well, it's 11:19, so you're an hour ahead of me. Oh, AM. So you're like on the other side of the planet. Okay. Yeah, it's 10:19 p.m. here. If you want to go ahead and play along, make sure to go ahead and download Unreal Engine. I probably won't be doing any coding tonight. Like I said, I want to try to stick to blueprints. And I really don't know a whole lot about blueprints. I'll have to go ahead and probably doing a lot of reading. But hey, you're welcome to come along and learn with me. Overlapping rooms.length, the same as rooms. No, rooms is a list of rooms. Overlapping rooms is the list of ints. So I go in. For every overlapping room, I grab the cells out of that room. I put those cells into this room. I make sure to switch their ID. That's fine. Now I do that for all the rooms that I'm overlapping with. I'm not having a problem with that. Then I come down here and I got to delete them. Like another way I could do this, instead of making a separate list of all the rooms to store, I could store the index of the room in my rooms list up here. If I store the index of that into rooms, so it's still, instead of storing the ID, it shouldn't make a difference though. The only difference is I wouldn't have to go ahead and use a predicate to look up to see what the index is. I'd know the index and I could just remove it straight from there. Then delete the room. Well, no, that would actually even be worse, because then once I delete the first room, the index would change. I'd be deleting the wrong room after that. So no, that wouldn't even work either. Anyway. You should have enough time between now and when I get back if you want to get Unreal Engine 4 installed. Later on, if you want, grab Visual Studio 2017. We're not going to need it tonight. But it might be nice. You're going to want it eventually anyway. If you're on Windows, or on Mac, I'm not sure what to get. None of my Macs are apparently powerful enough to run it. You wish you had Super Chat. What's Super Chat? Oh, that's the donation thing. I thought everyone had it. Anyway, doesn't look like there's any questions. Like I said, I'm going to try to get back. We'll do a live stream on Twitch of learning Unreal Engine 4. Again, it's not going to be amazing. It's probably even worse than this. But I hope I can see you there. Thanks for showing up, everyone. Bye-bye.